In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to create hair for our 3D models specifically designed for 3D printing. Let's get started. Okay, so to start off, we're going to add a curve. And the first curve we're going to add is a circle, and then we're just going to move that over here to the side. And then the next one we're going to add is a path curve. Okay, and then I'm just going to rotate that on the Y by 90, and then I'm going to apply that rotation so that it's, up and down. Okay. Now the purpose of the circle is that we're going to change its shape so that this path line takes on the shape of the circle. Okay, so I'm actually gonna duplicate these and then just put it off to the side because we're gonna make two different shapes. Okay, and this first shape is actually a shape I use very often, and I take each of these points and I just scale them by 0.5, scale 0.5, scale 0.5, scale 0.5. And it kind of makes this kind of like a pointy shape. And then to apply this shape to this hair, we're going to go here where it says data, and then we're going to go down to bevel object, and then we're going to use this as our object. And right now it's kind of hollow, so to fill that, we're just going to press fill caps. Okay. And then here, when we go to edit mode, we could kind of resize each of these points. And this is the first shortcut you need to know. And it's going to be Alt S. Because when you press S to scale, it doesn't do anything. I'm not really sure why it doesn't do anything, but it doesn't do anything. So you need to press Alt S, and then you can make it however big or small that section of this hair you want. Okay, so we're gonna press Alt S, and I'm actually gonna scale it to 0.2. Okay, I don't want it to be like exactly a point because this is for 3D printing, and it'll just have a hard time if it's exactly like a point to add supports and stuff like that. Okay, so we want this end while it's pointy, we don't want it to be that pointy. Okay, we want to have like a little rounded end. Okay, and then here we're just gonna scale this by, let's say, see, I just pressed S. It's Alt S and then by 0.5. Okay. Okay. And then for this one, I just want it to be like a kind of flattened circle. So I am actually just going to scale this on the Y by 0.5. Hopefully that works. And then we'll take this, click on data, bevel object, and then click that as our object. And then fill caps. Okay. And then this one, I kind of want this to be a little flatter like that. Okay. So these are our two hairs that we're going to work with. But first, we're going to give our head a hairline. So we're just going to add a UV sphere real quick. Let's move that up. And then let's scale that up until, I'm going to go side view. Scale that up until it's, it kind of covers it like this. Okay, we want it to be, if we go into X-ray mode, just a little bigger than like the dome of the head. Okay, and this will be representative of our hairline. Okay, so the first one we're actually going to do is we're going to go into sculpt mode and then put the X symmetry on. And then we're just going to move this so that, it's not. And I'm just like grabbing and pushing so that it's not covering up any of the face and whatnot. Okay, so we just want to move this until we have like our forehead. Okay. Yeah, something like that, right? And we don't actually have to keep this, but this is just kind of like a guide. I like to move these in as far as I can. Let's go into the back view. and then like that. Okay. And then here, what I like to do is I take this. Let's add a subdivision surface modifier, maybe to 3, and then let's apply that. And let's sculpt it some more. I don't know why, but I don't like how this looks. Maybe it needs to be like that some more. Okay, that's fine. So this is kind of like a very simple representation of somebody who has like a buzz cut, right? And yeah, this is how we're going to proceed. So now taking these, and these are going to be kind of like our master copies, so we don't ever want to just use them. We want to make duplicates out of them, okay? And at this point, you would probably look at like Pinterest or something for like examples of hairstyles, but I'm actually going to wing it from memory. This is a hairstyle I saw that I liked, and we'll see if it even works. Okay, so it's kind of like anime hairstyle. Let's move this over here. And then we're just gonna kind of make it stick out like that. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate this, put the same thing. I'm rotating it on the Z by 180, and then sticking that in on the side. Like so. And this kind of looks funny because you have like this bald top, but don't worry, we're gonna fill that in, and it's not gonna look so silly. Yeah, let's just move on. Okay, so we're gonna take this, and then we're gonna give her some bangs. Okay, so I want the bangs to be a little around the eye level. And then we're just doing this. This one I want to be like over here. Coming. Maybe something like that. I don't know. And yeah, this is gonna be a lot of like micro adjustments. And I actually want this to be flatter in the front. So here's the next shortcut you need to know. If you want to turn something, click a point or all of it, and then press Control T. Okay, then this will like turn the thing. If you only click on one part of the line, then it'll just like twist it from that moment. So that's how you can make interesting looking like twists or curls in your hair. But we're not doing that. We are just going to turn this. We're just going to turn this so that it looks a little bit more forward, like so. I actually want it maybe mid eye level, like that. And then let's actually scale this up a little bit, just a little bit, like that. Sure. Okay, and then I'm just gonna make another one, and then just move this around. Then Control. Yeah, like I said, just make your like micro adjustments, and then like do the best you can at this point. But you can always change things up. So if you mess up or something doesn't look right, just move on and then come back to it later. Okay. which is not what I'm doing because I'm just trying to make it perfect right now. So let's move on. And like I said, we're just using this part of the hair as like a pin cushion, and we're just sticking our hair into it. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is just covering the top and the back part of her head. And for this, I just form like a single strand in the back, and it kind of clips through. And as you can see, half of it is kind of clipping through. And that's because we don't want like any gaps like this when all is said and done, because that'll affect our when we go to print it, it'll affect how it comes out, because it'll have like holes on the inside, and we don't want that. Okay, so here I'm just going to top view. I'm just gonna duplicate this and then rotate it, and then kind of go along this like semicircle. Okay, and here I'm going to apply a mirror modifier so we don't have to do this like twice. And like it doesn't have to be perfect, and then we're actually going to turn on bisect. If you don't know what bisect is, it like, you know, when it reaches the middle, it'll kind of cut out. It won't go like past itself. It'll just stop in the middle. Okay. So yeah, we're just going to do that all the way. Yeah, let's stop there. Okay, so this is not the most flattering hairdo, but this is kind of like what I wanted to go for, you know, kind of like a military hairstyle. Because I'm working on like a female captain of this kind of like soldier group, and you know, I need her to have kind of a short but cute hairstyle. Ooh, this looks not that great. I think it's this. Let's turn this. Okay. So that is where we're gonna end our symmetry, and then we just have to like fill this gap with like another one. So let's just take this, duplicate it, and then we're gonna try our best with that part, but yeah. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, I guess. And the bottom of this looks kind of flat, but don't worry, we're gonna smooth that out a little later. Okay. But yeah, you can actually just leave it like this if you want a very like simple, kind of like a simple hairstyle. Or you can do what I'm going to do and replace this with these spiky hair bits for the, what's it called? The undercut of the hairstyle. Okay, so I'm actually going to press H to hide that. And then we'll take this and we'll duplicate it, move it to the center, about there. And then we'll just kind of see how this goes. And then what that looks like is it's going to look like a bunch of like these spiky, more spiky type hairs, okay? And I'm gonna be honest with you, this part will be very tedious, like a lot of other things that we're trying to do. But I think hopefully it's gonna look a little bit better than, you know, like that smooth circle that we had. So and yeah, I'm not like, there's no like math to this, there's no method. I'm just filling it in as we go along. Like any empty spaces that you can kind of clearly see. Yes. I'm just kind of going through and just like filling the gaps where I can see. And you know what I should have done? This is what I should have done. I should have mirrored it before I started doing any of this, because the back hair is actually going to be pretty symmetrical. I'm just going to move this out a little bit so that it... But yeah, I actually don't know if there's like a quicker way to mirror like everything, like select a bunch of objects and then have them copy, like, you know, the modifiers of a certain object. If anybody knows how to do that, please let me know in the comments down below. And then yeah, yep. And now what I'm doing is I'm just going through and just fill in all the gaps to make it look a little more hairy. Let's see, something like that. Should I go one more? One more? Like the little baby hairs, maybe. And yeah, you could, like, you know, scale it, move it about. And this is the part where I tell you, like, you know, like, you could have probably called it good, but all right, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So that's what it looks like, and we are pretty much done. So now what we want to do is maybe put the hair on like a more expressive face. So I'm just gonna give her like kind of like a game face. And if you want to know how to make this face, I do have a video on it. I'll link it to the top and put it in the description down below if you're interested in how I made this. But this uses, the eyebrows use a shrink wrap modifier, so you could kind of just easily move it. So you can give her kind of like a game face. And then here we're just going to go into sculpt mode, and it's already symmetrized on the X. So we're just going to use the grab brush to kind of just move the eyes a little bit so that she's looking mean. Okay. And I am not the best with, you know, I'm still learning on how to make expressive faces, but if you mess with it too much, it looks kind of like weird. So I'm actually gonna leave it like this. Ooh, let's fix this part a little bit. So we're actually gonna move this. Okay, I think I like that better. Okay, and she has her game face on, so we are good to go. Okay, so right now, I'm actually gonna hide the face, okay? So click the head, press H, click the eyeballs, the eyebrows, press H, hide all of it, okay? So now we're left with this. Actually, let's bring the other hair back. Okay, so we have this, and remember, this is like our like hairline guide. We actually want to leave this just in case there's some internal geometry that needs something to like grab onto. Okay, so we're gonna leave this, except we're going to sculpt it, and we're just gonna kind of like, I'm holding shift right now and just smoothing it out, and then just kind of revealing the hair that we want. Okay, so now that we have that available, we're gonna hide the head, we're gonna hide the eyebrows, the eyes, and then the ears until we have something like this. And then this is the point where I would actually save this, because once we start moving things around or like applying, you know, the modifiers and all that stuff, you won't be able to go back. So save it right now under, you know, whatever hairstyle. Okay. And then we're going to take all of this, the whole head, and then I'm going to press Control A, and we're going to visual geometry to mesh to apply all the modifiers and whatnot. Okay. And then to make this one object, I'm going to highlight this whole thing, right click and join. And then I'm going to apply the scale because I'm about to remesh. And every time I remesh, I like to apply the scale because if you don't, it could get kind of crazy. And I usually, if I'm like free sculpting, I like to keep it at 0.05 voxel size, okay? So remesh. And then what you're left with is the hair, and it has like all the, you know, you can see all the like all the lines and stuff. So what I like to do as a final touch is make my brush really big, hold shift, and just smooth everything out. And if you want to like spot smooth it, you could just, you know, click it, or you could just click and drag. Okay, so right now I'm just smoothing it out. And like I said, this is why like we didn't really care how like flat this looks, because when we smooth it out, it kind of rounds out those edges, right? Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So let's bring everything back, Alt H. Okay, so now we have the completed hair. And now we could just pretty much take this head, maybe save it here as well, but save it in a different one in case you want to make changes for the hair that you made before. And then this is a Blender file of a new model that I was working on. This is my Draconian Sentinel. This is part of the new army, I guess, I'm working on for my new chess set. So yeah, let's get rid of all of this, and then we're just gonna take the body. Wait, Control C for copy, and then we're gonna press Control V for paste. And then now we have this body, and then we could, you know, move it. Oh, let's actually. And just so like the hair sticks on the head, we're gonna press on the hair, and then press on the head, and then we're gonna press Control P to parent the object. And now when we turn the head, the hair goes with it. Okay, and now from this point we could, you know, pose the body in however ways you want to, and let's put the head and then parent it to this neck sphere that I have. Okay. And yeah, you could pose it however way you want. I am not going to do that here today because that's not what the lesson is. And there is our completed hair and our very quick pose. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. If you liked what you saw and you learned something, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to see what I come up with next. But yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.